Film number 3 is Nightmare Cinema, our first film with no footage to show you. Actually, it's many films, a horror anthology brought together by Mick Garris, who did an interview beforehand. Holy shit, this dude hot dogged for 40 minutes straight. He's like, oh, you're getting to see a film not many people have seen. It's like, well, the quality of it, it'll probably stay that way. He's the creator of Masters of Horror TV series. He wrote one episode, but what have you done personally? Hocus Pocus in 93, The Fly 2, Critters 2, The Shining, 1997 version, and the making of much better films like The Thing and The Goonies. Jeez, Blonde Tommy Wiseau here. He was a featured extra in Thriller, and he peed next to Leonardo DiCaprio. Well done. Man, if I hear another name drop or plug for a project he's working on, it's like, well, you know who's working on a project? Toby Hooper and John Carpenter. Oh my god. Well, okay, I don't know you, but you definitely have some fans. There's a lot of people cheering for you. But like, show your worth and then start hot dogging. So let's check it out. Nightmare Cinema. So there's 5 different mini movies. Let's get to them. The sweeping crane camera shot, it's so 80s. It's awesome. The whole movie has this high quality but even lighting, hyper saturated colour, kind of TV quality to it. So you'd never take it seriously. A very much last film of the night. Easy horror vibe. First one is The Thing in the Woods. It's a slasher parody, a comedy lampooning the tropes of sexy teens. But, you know, I was just thinking, you're insulting the genre, but you're not saying anything yourself. It irked me a bit, so it's fun to make fun of something, but you have to bring something to the table for yourself if it's a new project. However, in its short runtime, there's multiple successful gags, like repeatedly slipping and falling into a corpse's entrails. It's like, what? Whoa, that was great. And slowly listing off everyone's name of whose blood she's covered in. It's like, oh, this blood, it's Bill's, and it's Fred's blood, and it's Zach's blood, and it's Quinto's blood. I don't know. Can't name a fourth name.
It's Lizzie's, Maggie's, Tony's, Carl's, Jamie's, Ron's.
And there's another bit where her boyfriend has this protracted death scene where he's kind of pinned up against the wall and he keep reaching for a knife in an entire knife block. The killer would like grab the knife and stab him, and then he'd go for another one and he'd grab another knife and stab him with that, and it goes again. And really good stuff. Alejandro Bruges. Then it turns into a spider invasion, blah. But overall, despite what I said at the start there, this is my favourite of the 5 and it was still a thumbs up. Next up is Miroir, which is how the French say mirror. And it's about the dangers of your fiancé paying for your plastic surgery. I liked it much better as that episode of The Twilight Zone, The Eye of the Beholder. That's the one with pig people. A woman tries to look pretty. Turns out that she's trying to make herself ugly. Anyway, no, forget it.
What have they done to me? I'm a fucking freak!
Quickie film number 3 was Machete, which got a laugh. Hey, Machete. Yeah, anyway. And it's about a girls' convent school and they get possessed.
It is Machete.
It's quite a jokey entry. In general, they don't say or do anything worthwhile. Like watching it, I was thinking, I'm happy the actors got paid. You know, I'm happy the crew got paid. They look to have spent the budget on hue bulbs as the church is full of this harsh blue and red light. It's weird that they also had Mary statues crying blood like in the last film, but the peak was name-dropping Abraxas, saying it was a door between two worlds.
Abraxas, the door between two worlds.
The penultimate story was This Way to Egress, a psychological breakdown of a woman in this kind of Silent Hillized hospital. The black and white aesthetic really helped it look more convincing and itself was engaging. Seeing her disorientating nightmare play out was pretty cool. Like the receptionist would have increasingly disfigured face every time she talked to her. Man, thumbs up David Slade.
Hey.
The final number was Dead by Mick Garris. After a carjacking gone wrong, the parents are dead and the kid dies too. Shot through the back, through the heart, but is somehow revived and can now see dead people. And is also being stalked by the carjacker to finish the job. Decent! The young actors did a great job. The characters bonded and supporting each other in this kind of horrible situation. They can both see dead people. He's in a hospital and meets a girl. The dead mother is also visits him and kindly asks him to give up and die so they can be together. Like, I wanted to see what would happen to the kid. So it's a success. Small note, the guy on the poster for Horrorthon is from this segment, but it's just some rando freaky dude who's in the film for like 3 minutes before the kid wakes up.
Am I dead?
Dead? Kid, you ain't never been more alive.
Anyway, this whole thing, this anthology, is framed by a spooky cinema motif with Mickey Rourke as the projectionist. We dip in with him after every film. His wig is samurai cop levels bad, but they have close-ups of him so you can really see it. Also, it's a bit cringy. One of the films was about the horror of getting plastic surgery, and this guy looks like a puppet from Spitting Image. Overall, can't recommend it, so I won't. Counting Mickey Rourke as the 6th film, we're kind of 50-50 with hit and miss. The slasher parody, the black and white hospital, and the seeing dead people were all thumbs up. They could have gotten their own full films, or better yet, double the length of those and cut out the other 3, Plastic Surgery, Padres Convent, and Mickey Rourke altogether. But 50-50 is the going rate for Horrorthon films. And it really is a film made for the last screening of the night at a horror film festival. I'm always interested in anthology films. If it sounds good to you, give it a watch and let me know what you think. But don't blame me if you think it sucks.
So what have you 3 got planned for this evening?
Oh, just quiet night in with the girls.
Bed by midnight, okay?
Our final Horrorthon review, film number 4, it's Book of Monsters. Don't watch them all. Don't watch them. Monsters. Okay, so how I choose what movies to watch at Horrorthon, I round up all the trailers into a YouTube playlist and see whatever takes my fancy. This one looked to be a cross between This Is the End, a house party apocalypse with Seth Rogen, mashed with Evil Dead, because it's a group of people in an isolated house and they have a Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, and even a chainsaw. Groovy. The thrust is, we're in England. It's Sophie's 18th birthday and is having a massive house party. However, demons crash it and start murderizing. So it's up to her and her 2 best mates to kick some butt. They raised over £45,000 on Kickstarter. What's pretty awesome and rare, you never see it, is that they allowed the donators to choose the monsters who come get some. Okay, that's all some bloke in a black sheet with a cool mask, but still. I actually want to big up the soundscape of the monsters. There's like a predator rattle, that I really can't do it Foley. And there's shrieking. It was one of the best bits about the film.
Who's that?
So I'm showing you some nitro stills and some footage of the movie. Man, watching this, I couldn't stop shouting in my head, "Aren't you a little bit old to be taking karate, Charlie Murphy?" It's like everybody's a decade older than the character they're playing. Like, it's a ridiculous stretch. I mean, 18-year-old but Hawaii shirt dude was 29. Of course, this is a parody of when this exact thing happens in 80s slashers, but also, we're making a film and these actors are signed on, so this is what's happening. It's quite funny, but you never really get over it. They order a stripper for Sophie's 18th. It's just some regular bloke, balding. It's ridiculous. Was Norman Lovett unavailable? He did have a few laughs, like, I was just trying to help. And then woman tells him, fuck off. And he's like, fair enough.
You get a lap dance and full frontal. You didn't pay me for this shit.
Most of the laughs actually came from the 2 characters of the 2 guys who were in attendance, which was cool. I got to meet them afterwards. They said it was a ton of fun to shoot, 2 weeks of craziness, and the director was very passionate and jazzed to talk about the film. I have to say, dialogue is hard. Like, I enjoyed the bit in school at the start where they're building characters as Mona, that's the redhead I called Kachansky. She was able to show off lots of personality, but as it went on, the script became more functional. Like, there's a bit before they go in to fight the demons, and they're like, Gary needs help. You stay. I'll go with you. You know? It was giving directions. Like, I can't do better. I'm just some knob. You don't really realise dialogue that gets your character over, like when it's missing, until it isn't there.
Gary needs us.
Sophie, you go with Beth.
The heel school kids, they're a bit out of phase with reality. Like, there's a black guy who just throws a cup of water at Sophie and goes, ha, 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 ha. And his girlfriend, the rich preppy girl, Arya, taunting the birthday girl over her dead mother. Ha, 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 ha. Oh my God, like, you know, it's not in reality. But it was so that you cheer for her and her boyfriend getting killed. It gets completely ridiculous, like killer worms ingesting and turning garden gnomes evil. And when I say evil, I mean covered in like KY jelly, and they just, you know, paint on some fangs or whatever. Wow. The biggest hit, though, was the German exchange student Helga, who had a fun exchange where she gives out in German for bringing a monster to her hiding spot, and Kachansky misinterprets it to valiantly stick together. Total success, this whole miscommunication thing. Okay, the film does come off super cheap. It was made for about £150,000. Like, there's a police car blowing up, but it's seen in the reflection of a window, so it can be blurry, and you CG some fire on it. But that would cost a ton to actually do. But I'd love to see what they do with a bigger budget. It's like they couldn't even afford nudity. I just wish we got to see more personality in the characters. Anyway, complete bollocks, but it looks like the casting crew had a ton of fun doing it. There are some positives to it, like I said earlier, but yeah, be warned, you know, of the type of film this is. It's super low budget bollocks. Watch the trailer, see if this kind of 11 p.m. showing is up your alley. Wow!
It's got Paul Anka's guarantee.
Guarantee void in Tennessee. Just don't look.
Curtain down. Oh, let's go back to Singapore, Jay, for the outro. Well, that does it for this bumper edition of OSW Playlist. As you can see here, I'm still in Singapore. Really hope you enjoyed this month's episode. I really enjoy doing, I stopped saying really, but I quite enjoy doing these and getting to give you extra content, as well as it doesn't take like 200 hours to make as well. So it's a lot of fun, and you get to see this is what I do for the rest of the month when I'm not editing and like running around like a headless chicken editing OSW. So next up we have Super OSW level 16. Actually got so many amazing requests that I can't fit them all in, so I'm like halfway through to doing number 17 there. You can see a bit of the Singapore skyline there. So episode 75, which is Smack 'em Whack 'em, was just dropped. Man, really enjoyed doing that, especially Yokozuna watching a fat man eat for 20 minutes. And next up is the 1993 King of the Ring featuring Cunt Hogan and your boy Harvey Whippleman. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. That'll be really good. We're staying in 1993 for the rest of it. Like, we won't be doing any modern WWE or other shows like that. Kind of, it's all 1993. It's all sexy Lexi goodness. So we got the King of the Ring, and then we have SummerSlam, which is the peak of the Lex Express, and then we have Survivor Series to end the year. We might do a Brucey bonus with the USS Intrepid and Lex. I'll have to ask OSC about that. He doesn't even know about that. Yeah, you got an exclusive. But you know, he'll bring the hammer down. He'll say, you know. Anyway, so any thoughts about the IFI Horrorthon 2018? Please leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you think. And that'll do it for this month. So I shall see you for November's OSW playlist. So it's a goodbye from myself, Jay Hunter, here in sunny Singapore. And remember, a winner is you.